In this episode of Run It Back Philly, we're going to talk about an absolute fraud, and then we're going to talk about the Philadelphia 76ers team and how absolutely dominant Joel Embiid actually is. This episode of Run It Back Philly is brought to you by the Teespring store. Click the link in the description. Get all the Run It Back merch, including this shirt that I'm wearing and the brand new They Hate the Process t-shirt. I can't wait to get that one in the mail. Use the code RUNMY20 for 20% off. Also, buymeacoffee.com/runitback. I give you sports talk every single day. I give you rants and opinions and everything on the Sixers, Eagles, whatever, what have you. If you would like to show your appreciation for all of this dedication, you can do so by buying me a coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/runitback. And when you buy me a coffee, you can leave a little comment there, and I will read it on the show. Let's get into this. Hit the subscribe button if you're brand new. 50% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed. I think that's very rude. I give you these podcast episodes every single day. All I want is a subscription, man. It's a little red button underneath the video. Just show me some love. Let's get 1,000 likes on the video in 5 seconds. Hit the dislike button if you're a fraud, or if you're still defending Ben Simmons. Hit the dislike button on this video. I got 40 of them on my last Ben Simmons rant, over 700 likes, and I got 40 dislikes. So it blows my mind that there's still people out there that are doing this, but they're still out there. The Ben Simmons fanboys are still out there. They got the poster on their wall. Their mom got them the new City Edition jersey for Christmas that they're wearing to school. You know that. I mean, I'm 34 years old. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with a bunch of teenagers. You know what I'm saying? But the Ben Simmons fanboys still exist, and they still show up on YouTube, in the Facebook groups, on Twitter, what have you. But let's get into this, man. The first thing I'm gonna do here, before I talk about this basketball game and this basketball team, is I'm going to give you my opinion on Ben Simmons' performance last night. It was absolutely embarrassing. It was a disgrace. It was like, when you take into account what the city of Philadelphia means to people and what the sports in the city of Philadelphia means to people, it was sacrilegious. It was like, it was blasphemous. It's Ben Simmons is now slapping his teammates in the face. He's slapping the organization and the NBA in the face. But even worse, what really gets me, what really churns my gears, what really hurts me inside, is that Ben Simmons is slapping everybody in the face who didn't come from a privileged life, who actually have to go out, survive tough times, come from maybe a bad neighborhood, maybe they got to survive the drug game and the gang violence. And basketball is the only thing they have to survive. If some of these players, Allen Iverson and some of these players that came from tough situations, didn't succeed at basketball, they may be dead or in jail. That's what I'm talking about. There's people in this game that literally lived and died based on this game. This game means so much to people. This game means so much to people's lives. And this dude, who was privileged his whole life, walked into the NBA, has absolutely no love for the game, no respect for the game, and doesn't care about all the types of people that I just mentioned. He doesn't belong in Philadelphia. He has no Philadelphia inside of him. A blue-collar town where people work hard and keep it 100. Ben Simmons doesn't belong here. I am 100% off the wagon. There's nothing left. I was trying so hard. I was a big Ben Simmons fan in the beginning. I was trying so hard to not be in this opinion that I'm in right now. But here it is. I'm 100% done. I don't want the dude in a Sixers jersey. I don't want the dude anywhere near Philadelphia. Trade him for anything you can get right now. Seriously. It's not, oh, he had a bad game and you're freaking out. Oh, he had a bad... You guys been saying he had a bad game for 4 seasons. The dude has no heart. He doesn't care about the game. He doesn't care. He's perfectly content being a rich celebrity. He's more interested in being a part of video game teams. He's more interested in being a part of whatever that video game team is that he's signed to so he can play Call of Duty. He's more interested in being dominant in a video game than he is in being dominant on a basketball court. Ben Simmons walked into the NBA because all of his gifts, all of his physical gifts, he was drafted 100% on potential because a 6'10", 240 dude with that kind of speed and accuracy and ball skills and vision, the potential is through the roof. You can't pass up on it. That's why he was a unanimous number 1 pick. But nobody realized that he doesn't have any heart, he doesn't have any fight in him, and he flat out doesn't care. A big issue in the NBA today is the fact that when you're drafted number 1, first of all, you're guaranteed $30 million, okay? Ben Simmons was posting pictures of his Bentleys and his Ferraris before he ever stepped foot on an NBA court. This dude loves the spotlight and he loves the celebrity lifestyle, okay? Then on top of that, you give him another $150 million because you just can't pass up his potential once again. Now he has a guaranteed $180 million. I mean, some of these dudes, it's hard to get them to be motivated when they could just bang IG models and hang out on yachts for the rest of their life. Like, it's hard to get guys like this to be motivated when they already have everything. Think about that for a second. That's like a hip-hop artist after they get rich. Their albums are never good. You know what I mean? Like, Kanye West's first album was an absolute masterpiece. Why? Because he was fighting for it. He didn't have it yet. Once he got it, you know, everybody's like that. 50 Cent's first album was like that. It was a masterpiece because he was fighting for it. Once they get rich, they don't have anything left to talk about. Some of these NBA players, once they get rich, they have nothing left to work for. They don't care to win a championship or to be one of the best players of all time. Ben Simmons is interested in playing Call of Duty and working on his car collection. Period. And he doesn't fit in the city of Philadelphia for those reasons. That's what I'm saying. You want to go to LA? You want to be Kyle Kuzma? Show up one night, not show up the next night, dick around, not really put into work, be just an average okay player, a swaggy P type of player, you know what I mean? And be more interested in what actress you're dating or what Instagram model you're dating or whatever else. Is that what you want? Then go there. I mean, I would prefer that we trade you to the Washington Wizards personally. I know you probably don't want to be in Washington, D.C., but you shouldn't have signed the max contract, Ben. You should have told everyone you didn't want to play, you didn't want to be here. You should have told everyone. The problem now is that he's tanking his own trade potential. That's the problem now. We're putting him on the floor, and he's showing absolutely no effort, no heart, puts up 2 shot attempts in an entire game, just goes out there, jogs up and down the floor, passes the ball here, passes the ball there, passes the ball here. It's pathetic. It's embarrassing. And now his trade value is plummeting. Lucky for us, nobody in the world besides Sixers fans and Heat fans watch this game. But if he's going to come out and do that, especially if we get some of these nationally televised games coming up, if he's going to come out here and do that, the verdict is going to be out. The cat's going to be out of the bag. Daryl Morey, I got a lot of faith in you, my man, but if Ben Simmons does this on national TV, you're in trouble. I think you got to get rid of him ASAP. That's it. Now let's talk about the game. Oh. God, this kid, man. All right, so first of all, let's talk about the Heat for a second. They had 9 players. This game should not have even been close, but it is what it is. It's the NBA. We were playing with, a couple of G Leaguers on the floor. Let's not lie about it. Dakota Mathias, Isaiah Joe, and Paul Reed. Isaiah Joe can hit some shots. Mathias can hit some shots, and we're going to get into that. You know what I'm saying? The white Steph Curry. But when it comes to defense, these guys, they are what they are. I'm not going to rip them apart. They're not NBA talent. They couldn't stop my 5-year-old from getting to the cookie jar. You know what I mean? These dudes can't defend anybody. You saw it towards the end of the game when Tyler Hero kept getting Mathias one-on-one. It was an automatic bucket. I was pulling my hair out, like, stop switching. But it is what it is. These are the players that we were playing with. We don't have our whole team. But the Heat didn't have their whole team either, and Tyler Hero absolutely balled out. But even more than Tyler Hero, who the hell is Gabe Vincent? Isn't that just so Philadelphia 76ers basketball to have a guy named Gabe Vincent come out here who, I'm being honest here, thinking about the draft, thinking about some of the other games that I watch in the NBA, thinking about some of the college games that I watch on TV, I've never heard the name Gabe Vincent ever. This dude came out here and dropped 24 points on us with an array of shots, getting all the way to the rim, step back mid-range jumpers, bombing threes. Who the hell is Gabe Vincent, man? That's just what happens to the Sixers, bro. A team can play with 9 players, put a bunch of guys on the floor like a Gabe Vincent, and he's going to go out there and get buckets. But again, Isaiah Joe, Dakota Mathias, and Paul Reed were guarding him, so it is what it is. Tyler Hero has serious game. And it showed in this game when there's players that can't defend him, when there's players that aren't really NBA talent level defenders. Tyler Hero got whatever he wanted. Tyler Hero finished with 34 points on 12 of 26, 3 for 9 from 3, a couple of huge threes down the stretch to tie the game, to keep the Heat in it. It was depressing at times, but I was sitting there facing reality. This is reality. We're playing with the players we're playing with, and Tyler Hero's absolutely roasting them like a bagel on Sunday morning. You know what I mean? Towards the end of the game, Danny Green was on Tyler Hero. They kept setting a screen. I'm screaming at the TV, stop switching, because they kept switching, and Dakota Mathias would end up on him. And every single time Mathias ended up on him, the dude just did whatever he wanted. He bombed the 3, or he got a really easy pull-up mid-range shot, or he got all the way to the rim and finished over Joel Embiid. I mean, Tyler Hero was just doing anything he wanted in this game. He's the only reason the Heat were in this. Like I said, I didn't think this game would be close because I was like, all they have is Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. They don't even have a point guard on the floor. I didn't know Gabe Vincent was anything to talk about, but I got to give it to the Heat. They put up an absolute fight with 9 players. To take this into overtime is honestly borderline embarrassing for us. But shout out to Tyler Hero and the Miami Heat. They did their thing, but we came away with the win. Thankfully, I mean, it is what it is. We had to fight for it, but that's the NBA. That's the situation we're in, the coronavirus situation. You never know what's going to happen. You just never know. What else we got to talk about here? Let's talk about Tyrese Maxey, because I don't want to mention Ben Simmons when I talk about Tyrese Maxey. I really don't. I already did my Ben Simmons thing. But Tyrese Maxey on the floor with Joel Embiid looks a bajillion times better than Ben Simmons. Why? Because he's an actual point guard. Because he's not afraid to shoot the ball, because he can run a pick and roll, because the defense has to come out and guard him, and he can space the floor for his big-time center to have space in the paint. You saw it several times last night when Ben Simmons is on the floor. It's 4-on-5, dude. When are we going to be done with this? It's 4-on-5. His defender, most of the time it was Kelly Olynyk, can walk right over and double team Embiid because you don't have to guard Ben Simmons. Nobody has to guard him. He didn't look at the rim a single time the entire game. It's blowing my mind. I don't know what happened to this dude. I don't know how he's playing like this. He didn't look at the rim ever. You don't have to guard him. It's too much of an easy double team for Joel Embiid, and honestly, once he fouled out, the Sixers looked better. And the Sixers went on a 15-0 run in the third quarter, once again with Ben Simmons off the floor. I'm telling you right now, a point guard like Tyrese Maxey is so good for Joel Embiid's game. He needs this. He needs a floor spacer, and he needs someone he can kick it out to that's going to shoot the damn shot. And you saw Tyrese Maxey knock down a gigantic 3 with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter from Joel Embiid, running that pick and roll. That's the center point guard combination that this team needs, and that Joel Embiid needs to be the best version of himself. Now you trade Ben Simmons for a Bradley Beal. Now you're cooking with grease. You know what I mean? Now you're cooking with oil. You trade Ben Simmons for Bradley Beal. Now you got Tyrese Maxey and Bradley Beal out there, and Joel Embiid in the middle. I'm telling you right now, I'm sorry, Ben Simmons fanboys, it's over. You trade him for Bradley Beal, it's a wrap. We are favorites to win the NBA Finals for the next 4 seasons. That's why you make this trade right now. I'm not a big fan of the James Harden thing because I don't like James Harden, and I don't like his game, and I don't like what he brings to a team and his energy and his selfishness and all of those kind of things. But you tell me a Bradley Beal, I am 100% on the wagon with that one. Joel Embiid went absolutely ham in the third quarter, took over the game by himself. He was pissed off. He was ready for this game to not be as close as it is. He was like, you know what? If nobody else on this team is going to score, I'm going to do it my damn self. He went completely Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, Michael Jordan. He went 7 foot 7-foot Michael Jordan in this game. He'd give me the ball, get the hell out of my way, nobody talk to me, nobody even look at me. I have to score because clearly nobody else on this team wants to, and clearly my other max contract counterpart has no interest in doing it. Last thing about Ben Simmons, by the way. Last thing, I promise. I'm tired of this, he got 12 assists. Do you know how easy it is to get 12 assists when you didn't look at the rim the entire game? When all you're doing is sprinting down the floor full speed and kicking it out to Danny Green and kicking it out to Mike Scott and kicking it out to whoever else. When those guys are making shots, you're going to get 12 assists when you don't shoot the ball the whole damn game. Of course he had 12 assists. I'm sick of it. It doesn't matter. Somebody on Twitter last night, probably another Ben Simmons fanboy with a poster on his wall, literally said to me, he's almost averaging a double-double. Those are the words that came out of his mouth. He actually typed that and sent it to me. Bro, he's almost averaging a double-double. Who brags about something like that? What in the world are you talking about? I'm so sick. This guy can't even score 10 points at this point. I was making fun of him having 10-point triple-doubles last year. I was like, here we go, another 11-point triple-double for Ben Simmons. Woo, nobody cares. You get rebounds because you're 6'10". You get assists because you don't shoot the ball the whole game. We don't care if you can get a triple-double if you're not seriously affecting the game. The team, when we're down like this without Tobias, without Seth, without Shake, without all these guys, that we need you to score. You're going to go out here and score 5 points in this game? You're an embarrassment. That's it. I'm not talking about Ben anymore. Joel Embiid went ham in the third quarter, completely took it over. He had an absolute ridiculous array of shots. If you didn't watch this game, please just go watch the third quarter highlights. This was an exhibition of basketball talent. This was a Hakeem Olajuwon performance. This was seriously nothing to scoff at. This was an all-time great performance. So legitimately, not exaggerating at all. This was amazing. And Joel Embiid's skill set is unbelievable. It's something you may never see again out of a 7'2" human being for the rest of your entire life. Seriously. His array of shots was so ridiculous. So I wrote him down in the third quarter. Every time he got an ISO on what's my man's name, the rookie, Achua, and shout out to Achua. He stood absolutely no chance at guarding Joel Embiid in this game. Every single time Joel Embiid got an ISO, it was a bucket in the third quarter. He could not be stopped. And here's his array of shots with a one-on-one. He pump fake jab fade away from the free throw line, right? Very next possession, he comes down, does a big-time mean Euro step over Achua. Just bam, bam. You're hardly ever going to see a 7-footer do a Euro step like that and finish with a dunk. It was beautiful. The next possession, he plows over Gabe Vincent and sends him sliding into the third row and gets a foul call and one. I'm pretty sure, oh my God, the next play, or the next time he scored, it was a double pump, fake jump shot. He gets fouled and banks it in. Then another one, he comes down, one dribble turnaround, Dirk Nowitzki, one-footed fadeaway from the right baseline. This dude is unreal. I was loving every second of it. I know that a lot of people will see a player like LeBron James in his prime or whatever, and we take it for granted. We need to cherish this. This is something, seriously, when Joel Embiid's career is over, you may never see it again. Seriously, we need to cherish it. So we're down 5 with 23 seconds left. The game looks like it's over. We're packing it up. Isaiah Joe bombs a 3. Now it's a 2-point game. Joel Embiid comes back down with 6 seconds on the clock, and he goes all Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, once again, and says, give me the ball, get out of my way, I'm tying this damn game. And he hits another one dribble jumper from the top of the key to tie the game. It's just beautiful. We're down 2 in overtime. Embiid hits another one dribble fadeaway. Embiid drives with an and one to tie the game. Another one dribble fadeaway pull up. He goes back down and gets a monster block on the other end. It was 100% Joel Embiid in the third quarter and in overtime. It was all Joel Embiid. He put this team on his back and drugged them to this victory. The Heat get a tip in down there to put them up by 1. We come back down. Danny Green gets an offensive rebound off of a missed Isaiah Joe three-pointer, and he kicks it out to the top of the key with 6 seconds left for Dakota Mathias, the white Steph Curry, splash, splash, bang, bang. Puts us up 2. I forget what happened then. We got free throws or something. We were up by 4, okay? And then the worst call I've ever seen in my entire life happened. And if you want to see my reaction, I was on YouTube Live watching the fourth quarter and overtime. We had 150 people in the chat. Shout out to all you guys that were in there. If you want to see my reaction to the fourth quarter and the overtime, and specifically Matthias's big-time three-pointer that put us up and the worst foul call I've ever seen in my life, go ahead and watch the end of that video. Somebody put a timestamp in the comments there for you to click on so you can skip the whole hour and a half or whatever. But the worst foul call I've ever seen in my life, we're up by 4. A couple seconds left, 6 seconds, I think, or maybe, I don't remember, but 40 seconds, I think there was on the clock, actually. Duncan Robinson dribbles over to the right side. Isaiah Joe actually plays perfect defense on him, straight up in the air. Duncan just chucks up a desperation heave. Didn't even look like a real shot. He didn't get fouled. He didn't get touched. And with 40 seconds left in an overtime game, this NBA official called a foul, called a 3-point foul. And once I saw the replay, I honestly lost my mind. I was screaming so loud, my mic was distorting. I couldn't handle it. It's one of the worst calls I've honestly ever seen in an NBA game. And you wouldn't even catch that on the highlights because I watched the highlights on the NBA YouTube, and they didn't even put that in there because obviously the NBA is not going to put that in there. It was a horrendous call. The guy should be fired right after the game. Seriously, you're at the highest level. You're a basketball official at the highest level in the world, and you make that call in that part of a game. That's embarrassing for the NBA. That's honestly a disgrace. The guy should not be an NBA official. That is 100% pathetic. Anyway, man, what a ridiculous game. To have Dakota Mathias come down here and be the one that puts us up like that in overtime, it was just, the game shouldn't have been that close, but it is what it is. The game was that close. We had to fight and scratch and claw to get to where we were to pull that game off. It was 100% Joel Embiid. He finishes with 45 points, 16 of 23, 16 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals. I mean, this guy's stat line is ridiculous. Danny Green, I can't forget to talk about Danny Green. Danny Green, after going 0 for 9 last game, is on fire the first, I guess, 3 quarters of this game, right? And he has 9 3-pointers. And he was 9 for 15, I think. And he needed one more to set the Philadelphia 76ers franchise record for 3-pointers in a game, and he couldn't do it. He was 9 for 15, and he finished 9 for 21. He tried 5 more times to set the record and bricked every single one of them. And Mark Zumoff, every single time he put it up, for the record! Dong! For the record! Dong! But hey, without Danny Green's 29 points, we are nowhere close in this game. Without Danny Green's 29 points, we get blown out by this Miami Heat team with 9 players. It would have been an embarrassment. So shout out to Danny Green. Thank you for your 29 points. It's just funny that you couldn't get the finish and get the last 3-pointer to set the record. But he also pulled in 10 rebounds. He had 6 assists. He had 2 steals and 2 blocks. He was everywhere on the defensive end. Again, he got a monstrous offensive rebound that he kicked back out to Dakota Mathias for what turned out to be the game winner. Danny Green did his thing in this game, man. Great to see, because without him, we were done for. Mike Scott, 16 points, 4 of 12 from 3. Again, man, we absolutely needed those points. We needed those 3-pointers to fall from Danny Green and Mike Scott, or we didn't stand a chance in this game. Tyrese Maxey finishes with 16 points. Couple nice drives to the rim, finishing in contact, a nice little floater. Missed a layup or got blocked at the rim. And as soon as the defender, Achua, I think, came down with the ball, Tyrese steals it from him and puts it right back up. Just absolute beautiful effort, never gives up on a play. I love the kid so much. He's fantastic at 20 years old. He's going to be an NBA star for the rest of his career. Tyrese Maxey, thank you for your contribution. Ben Simmons if you look at this stat sheet, you would laugh your ass off. It looks like Ben Simmons got injured. If you look at this stat sheet, it looks like what happened to Ben Simmons. Did he get hurt in the first quarter? No, he put up 2 shot attempts the entire game. 5 points. How embarrassing is it for you to be Ben Simmons on a $150 million contract? You're supposed to be a transcendent talent, a superstar. Like you said to reporters last year, well, I'm an all-star, so I don't care what you say. I'm an all-star. Well, you're not an all-star this year, Ben. Reality's about to smack you in the face. You're not an NBA all-star. Enough is enough, right? He finishes this game with 5 points. How embarrassing is it for Ben Simmons to come out and get outscored by Tyrese Maxey, Mike Scott, Danny Green, Isaiah Joe, Dwight Howard? Come on, man. Come on, Ben. What are you doing? I'm done with it. This team's better off without him, seriously. I don't care about his defensive ability. I don't care about how many assists he gets because he doesn't look at the damn rim. I don't care. I'm a big fan of Isaiah Joe, and I like him better than Furkan Korkmaz. I do. And Korkmaz is going to come back, and hey, we can use as many shooters as we can. The more the merrier. But I do think Isaiah Joe should be getting a lot of minutes versus Furkan Korkmaz because Korkmaz is more inconsistent. I think Isaiah Joe is just more consistent. I like his shot better. I like his shot selection better. And he, I think Isaiah Joe earned himself some minutes with this game and the last game. Yeah, man, that's it. That's all I got for you, bro. I hope I'm done ranting about Ben Simmons at some point. Like, I am 100% on the trade Ben Simmons bandwagon. Give us a player that's actually going to contribute to the game. If he has the value that you think he has, trade him. Trade him. That's all I got, man. DJ Eastwood, Run It Back Philly. Thanks for listening. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Hit the like button. Hit the dislike button if you're a fraud. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, give me a rating and a review. Peace.